Take off. It's a beauty way to go. Take off to the great high go. This, of course, this music only means one thing, and that is Michael Charbon. Michael Charbon is joining us live from Canada, our official Canadian representative. The only one, actually, but you are official. Michael Charbon, how are you doing today, my friend?
The amazing Rob Carson, to be with you is a pleasure and an honor.
Yes. So, a couple of things going on with Canada. Your prime minister apologized to Donald Trump for using an ad with Ronald Reagan's voice in it. He used Ronald Reagan's voice in AI. Kind of ruffled Donald Trump's feathers, and I think the premier kind of realized, oops. Any thoughts on that?
Well, you want to know what? Our Ontario premier, Doug Ford, did a Trumpist thing because he showed the ad to Carney. Carney didn't particularly like it, but the Ontario premier, you know, Ontario is the engine of Canada.
Yes.
He put it on, and then when it was told, "Oh, we got to take it off," he says, "No, we're playing it Sunday and taking it off Monday."
Wow.
Our premier, Rob Ford, is of the same ilk as Mr. Trump. Donald Trump is doing a great thing for America, but not necessarily in the court of Canada. And, yes, Mr. Carney had to eat a little bit of Canadian crow. Needless to say, America saw our message.
Yes. Also, I just saw this headline in Al Jazeera, of all places. Carney's first budget falls short on promise to transform Canadian economy. Is that a big surprise?
No, he just added $141 million, $1 billion, take that again, $1 billion in new spending. We're already in the ditch this year by $42 billion over our budget, and Canadians are in debt $2.1 trillion. Why would you spend more money? I mean, here's a great thing. You remember our former Prime Minister, Justin Mondami Perry Trudeau?
Yes.
It only took 10 years of this experiment to deal with socialism, runaway crime, catch and release, drug injection sites, ballooning government. Well, we don't need to learn from this. Yeah. Of course not. We're liberals up here.
Well, and the problem, like with Zoran Mandami, is he's got a lot of useful idiots, as Lenin used to call them, the idiots on the left, and it appeared they fell for it hook, line, and sinker. I had said last week that he was more an Islamist than a socialist, and otherwise you would not have these radical imams glad-handing him if he's so down with the LGBTQ or STUV movement. But they're going to bed down on what Canada has seen fail, and it looks like now is continuing to fail. If you could offer America any advice, and tell us exactly what happened to Canada doing this nonsense like we don't already know.
Well, you know what? Just think, 66% of neurodivergent youth voted for this 34-year-old Democratic socialist. And he's making claims that it's free everything. Rob, you should have free rent. You should eat for free. You should take a bus for free. You should have your clothes for free. You should go to everything should be free. And the people who should pay for it is the rich. Because, like communism, the rich are everywhere. Until, of course, they leave to Boca Raton and never come back. And then your tax base leaves. And then, I think it was something I read this morning. When they make buses for free, it's going to be really interesting to have an open, feces-smelling, rolling toilet because nobody has to pay for anything. They can sit on it for free. I really want to fly to New York and check that out.
I really do, and I can't wait for it to. It can't fall fast enough. Of course, he named his diverse cabinet of all women yesterday.
Now, don't laugh at that. Women are much better at finances than men are. We need a woman's touch. But just wait. Wait, Rob, think about this. There's going to be an airport tax, an Uber tax, a hotel tax. There's going to be a Kill New York tax. who's going to want to go to New York? I mean, what the heck is going on? And you know what I blame it on is our education system. This was brought up before because colleges, universities, and high schools don't teach what all these immigrants have come here to the North American democracy who said communism doesn't work. That message has not been taught. And thank goodness for the new resurgence now that's happening with the Turning Point America. At least we can see that there's some youth that can see clearly moving forward.
Yeah, you know, we had a lot of there were a lot of rigmarole with regard to the Tuesday election. Now it's weird because literally last week, the economy as a concern for Americans, both Democrat and Republican, had dropped from a 40% saying it was the number one issue in America to 20%. Democrats' chances of winning the midterms plummeted just the week before. Tuesday rolls around, and all of a sudden, Donald Trump is failing. The economy is terrible. I don't buy any of it. I think there are a lot of issues going on. They were blue states. Virginia, we had a terrible gubernatorial candidate, a Republican governor in name only, among other things. And then in New Jersey, a lot of people have left New Jersey to go to places like Texas. And oddly enough, there were 500,000 more voters in New Jersey to vote for Democrats this year. 450,000 more voted for the Democrat candidate than they did the previous Democrat candidate. Isn't that, it's like maybe almost there were a lot of people who brought in to the country to vote for Democrats. You know, it's kind of that.
Well, thank goodness you don't have to show voter ID. Far be it to be able to substantiate your American citizenship to exercise the most privileged thing in the democracy of the world. But you know, Rob, everything's going to work out. Blue states vote for blue people. Let us hope, if you look at the dots on America, where blue exists and where red exists, the bookend Democrats are the ones that are going to be in debt, and they're going to be asking the rest of America to bail them out, because everything that Donald Trump has created in this first year of his administration will all come to roost in the next 6 months. All those car plants, all those jobs, everything, Rob, is going to come to roost. And then what are they going to say? What are they going to complain about other than Nancy Pelosi?
Well, hey, listen, last week they were Donald Trump was destroying history. It was the worst thing in the world, the White House. Why aren't they laying down in front of bulldozers this week? Maybe it didn't gain any traction, so they had to move on. The week before that, it was no Kings protest. No Kings. Everybody wants Donald Trump out of office. That didn't gain any traction because it was bought and paid for. They're going to come up with something new, Michael. But the fact of the matter is Donald Trump's doing a great job. He's brought $18 trillion of new investment into the country. The factories are going to be built. He's already blue collar wages are up, mining jobs, people making $5,000 more a year. Egg prices down 183%, inflation flatline. And they're going to come up with another distraction, and we can't be distracted from it. One other question. Next year, what's going to happen to Carney? Isn't he going to be able to run next year? And do you suppose with Carney, the wheels falling off his clown car already, that Polyev has a better chance?
He just floated a budget yesterday, and he has a minority government. The Liberals have a minority government in Canada. If he doesn't have the rest of the government to vote for it, we may have another election. At this point, he does not have the support to float his budget. If he doesn't get acknowledgement, Canada will go to a federal election yet once again. That's where we're at.
Good. Well, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for joining me today. Michael Charbon, where can people find your glorious work, including on Newsmax?
Newsmax every Sunday. I'm on the John Glasgow program at about 11:30. I'm at michaelacharbon.com and the charbonreport.com. Thank you very much, Rob Carson. Love you and your viewers.
God bless you, brother. We'll talk soon. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.